Hi everyone, welcome to Coding Club. Today is going to be our 6th episode, but it's going to be our 5th problem episode, and we are going to be working on variables now. It's going to be our first episode on variables. We're moving on from print statements, and this one is for integers. This problem says, set two integer variables equal to 8 and 3, and output adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and finding the remainder of them. So this problem is very similar to number 4 for the print statements, and it also uses integers, but instead we're actually going to be using variables. So a variable, as I said in the last video, is a way to store data, and we are using integers. So the way to set an integer variable is just to type int, because int is the shorthand word for integer, and then we name the variable whatever we want. So I'll call it var1, because variable 1. And when we're using different words, 2 or more words, the first word in a variable is usually lowercase, and every word after it is capitalized. So if this was all one word, it would be var1, but this is 2 words. So the first letter of the second word would be capitalized. And if this is var1, then the third word, the first letter would be capitalized. So we'll make it int var1, and we'll set that equal to 8. Because that's what the first variable is equal to. And then we can do int var2. But actually, you can do int var2, but another way, an easier way, is just do comma. And then it's basically just int var2 written again, but it's just a comma, so it makes it easier. It's all in one line. var2 is equal to 3. And another way you could have done it is you didn't really even have to have the equal sign. You could have just done int var1. And then on the next line, you can just say var1 is equal to 8. But it adds an extra line, so so it's easier to just do it on this line. So int var1 is equal to 8, and int var2 is equal to 3, but you don't need that int there because it's on the same line. So let's go to the next line of code, and we are going to have to do 5 print statements. So let's copy and paste this out 5 times. And I don't think I'm going to comment like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and modulus all 5 times, because that'll take up too much time. So we have to add them first. So we'll just do var1 plus var2. And when we run this program, oops, sorry, I just went to my file explorer. Okay, so it's going to print out 11 because var1 represents 8 and var2 represents 3. And say we had changed var1's value. So we did var1 is equal to 7. Let's see what our output is now. Oops, we made an error because I forgot to put a semicolon. That's a reminder to put your semicolons. So let's run that again. Then we get 10 because we changed the value from 8 to 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. But we wanted it to be 8, so let's just delete that. And let's go to the next one. We have to subtract the 2 now. So we'll do var1 minus var2. And you are allowed to actually just do var1 minus var2 without the spaces. But I always find that it looks a little cramped when you do that, so I like putting my spaces. But I'm a little bit inconsistent. Sometimes I put spaces, sometimes I don't. So just do whatever is your preference. And when we do that, we should get 5. Let's see if we get 5. We do get 5. Good. So let's do the third one now. And we have to multiply. So var1 times var2. And as you saw in the last video, when we're multiplying, we actually use an asterisk. Because there's really no multiplication symbol. And if you use the x, then that's just going to be x, that letter x. So we can't really do that. And now we're doing division. So let's do var1. Let's get in there. var1 divided by var2. And in the last video, I told you guys that when you're dividing integers, you just get the whole number before the decimal point. So this is going to be 2.6666 going on forever. But because it's an integer, you only go to the whole number at the front. And there is a way to get get it to say 2.666 by actually doing something called typecasting and saying double here, because this is a different variable type here. But we're not going to go into that until later. So as you can see, it says 2.666 and it goes on for a long time. but we're going to do that in a couple episodes, in 2 more episodes. And the last one is modulus. And 8 and 3 probably aren't the best because the modulus is actually the same as the division, but we'll show it to you guys. So I'm going to save some time and just copy and paste this and then make that modulus sign. And as you can see, it's going to say 2 as well right here. But if we made this, say, 11, then it's going to be a little different. This is going to be 3 because 11 divided by 3 is 3 remainder 2. And as we're not showing a remainder, it's just 3. And the modulus is going to be the remainder, which is 2. So let me change it back to 8 just so you guys are following the problem. I always put the problems up on the video, and also if you want to download the problem sheet, it's going to be in a link in the description. You can just download it. I made a public Google Docs file with that, and you should be able to download it from there. And also if you want to download Eclipse and download Turtle Graphics and download Java, make sure to watch my video on that in the description as well, and start from the beginning if you are confused. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye!